Let's go.
You're listening to
This is
Motivational Moments with Demia. One podcast to get motivated.
Hello, everyone. This is Demia Avery with Motivational Moments with Demia. Thank you so much once again for joining me on my podcast. This is episode 4, and I can't wait to get right into it. So I'm just going to go ahead and start introducing what we're going to have today. So, of course, we're going to have Motivational Moments with Demia. We're also going to have 2 people that I picked for my inspirational personal pick. I'm excited about this one, and you'll understand why when I get to it. And we also have some recommended books for inspiration and motivation. And we have my interview with pastor, author, motivational speaker, now performing artist, Richard Wilford. So I can't wait to get right into you, but let's get started. You know what to do. Let's get started with our mantra. Here we go. Today is the day that puts you that much closer to being the person who you know you were born to be. Mark today as that day that you can and you will overcome anything. Say it with me, y'all. I win today. Welcome back. So again, today's word or for the week, we're focusing on the word transformation. And I personally picked this word because it's something personal to me. This is kind of what I'm going through. So I hope that there is someone out there that can fill me on this. And I always like to say, I tell personal stories because I never want people to feel like they're alone in things. So this is my truth. Right now, I'm going through a lot mentally, and it kind of gets me down sometimes, but I know what I need to do in order to pick myself back up. And right now, that's for me to transform into the person that I was actually born to be. I think I've been holding back for a lot of different reasons, for insecurities, for just fear, fear of failure, fear of success, the whole 9, and not personally giving my best. And not just for the public, but for myself. And I've been feeling that lately. So I have put myself on a transformation project, as you could say, for myself. So I wrote some things down, the things that I had to say, okay, this is who I want to be. This is who I want to be. This is who I know I am. And whatever the fears or the insecurities are, I'm erasing those. And I know it's a process sometimes, whatever those fears are, but I'm willing to do that. And I'm willing to do that in all areas of my life. In my personal life, in my business, physical, mental, even financial. You guys, let me tell you something. And if you want to hear something, if you want to get to the real, I'm a person that I've never been good at finances. I don't have a great relationship with money. And I'm setting aside time now for myself to learn some things that I never sat down and actually learned. And not just about budgeting or things like that, but learning how to invest, learning how to flip money, learning how to save more, learning how to just the whole thing in finance. I really want to master it, not just know it. So I'm going to figure out how to take some classes, and even like through Clubhouse and stuff like that, and get some advice on what to do. because I want financial freedom. And so that's part of my truth. Physically, I need to lose weight. I really do. And it's not just like for what's the word I want to use? Not for vanity. Not for vanity. It's more so I need to do it for my health. And so I need to do that. And then also, physical things take toll on your mental and in all areas. So I need to take care of that. My relationships, it's just a lot of things I want to do. So I just sharing that with you because I know that there's someone out there that knows just like me. It is time to transform. It is time to transform into the person that you were born to be. I say it all the time. We were meant for greatness. We were meant for greatness. We were not meant to be sent here just to sit around and just go through life and not be happy or just kind of be bored or just sitting on the sidelines and just letting life go by. I see a little lag in my video, so I apologize for that, but this is too important, so I'm not going to do it over. I'm not going to do it over. I just want to make that point that we all could use some reinvention sometimes. We all could need to transform sometimes. So I'm going to get more into that in my motivational moment. So I'm going to play that for you. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get something out of it. If you do, make sure you hit me up on my emails or my Facebook or all of my inboxes and just let me know how this has helped you. So just one moment. This is Demia Avery with your motivational moment. This week's word to focus on is transformation. If you read it in the dictionary, the word transform means a thorough or dramatic change in form or appearance. Well, of course, that's true, but when I say transform, I want to go much deeper than that. When I mean transform, I'm saying that there will come a time in your life where you need to either start over and begin anew or make some major changes in your life. For you, this could definitely mean a physical transformation, but what I'm talking about is that transformation that has to take place in your mind, in your body, and in your soul. There will come a time in your life that you may feel stuck or empty or confused, or you may feel that you're just wandering around through life with no real purpose, just living. Just living. You often wonder to yourself, is this it? Is this all to my life? Is this who and what I'm supposed to be? The truth is, if you have to ask that question to yourself, most likely the answer is no. You are more than you have allowed yourself to be. And when I say the word allow, I say it because you have the power to make changes in your life. Sometimes things are more challenging than others, but the power lies within you. Within any given moment, you can say yes to your dreams. You can say yes to a better life, yes to the person that's best, your best, the person that you've always wanted to be, the person you've desired to be. Now, I read somewhere that it only takes a minute to change your life. Think about that. Yes, the process takes a longer time, but it only takes a minute to make that decision. A minute to decide that you want to make that change. And as you know, when you truly decide to do something, when you truly decide to do it, nothing in the world can stop you. You are totally focused on getting what you want. So let's do this. If you find yourself in an emotional rut, needing to start over, needing a physical or mental makeover, let's start today. Write it down. Write down what and who you want to be. Set some goals. Take action on a daily basis, because sometimes it takes you to do it daily and not focus on a major picture. Just work on today and let's go after it. Go after it like your life depends on it. And the truth is, it does. This is Motivational Moment with Demia. Let's talk about the word resilient. By definition, the word resilient means to withstand or recover quickly from difficult situations. My interpretation is the ability to get back up when you get knocked down. We all have been there. When things are just beginning to work out for you, everything is in its right place, just the way you've planned. It's the right time, it's the right place, and then wham, something comes along and knocks you right back down. Right back where you started from. Hey, are you alone in this? Absolutely not. We all go through hard times, and believe me, hard times can come around more than once, more than twice, and dare I say it, 3 times. But you know what? There are things that you can do to help you get back up again. One thing you can do is build immunity to it. Accept the fact that things happen, but don't live in that dark side too long. Figure out the lesson in it, or the positive in it, so that you can move on. Use the knockdown to fuel you. Say to yourself, you thought you had me this time. I am too strong and too blessed. And then get back up again. The next thing you can do is forgive yourself. Forgive yourself if it's something that you caused yourself. Again, take the lesson in it. Apply it to the next go round. Hey, you are alive, aren't you? So there is yet another opportunity to get it right. The third thing that you can do is remember your why. What is the reason you wanted to do this? What is the reason you wanted to achieve this dream and this goal? Let your why be the thing that motivates you. Let your why be that very thing that gets you up early in the morning. That very thing that gets you over the hump. That very thing that keeps you late at night. The very thing that fuels your fire and helps you to remember that you were born to succeed. You were born for greatness. You were born to be the best of who you are. You are phenomenal. Now, if you believe that, and if you believe in yourself, those knockdowns will turn into knockouts. This is Demia Avery with your motivational moment. This week's word to focus on is transformation. If you read it in the dictionary, the word transform means a thorough or dramatic change in form or appearance. Well, of course, that's true, but when I say transform, I want to go much deeper than that. When I mean transform, I'm saying that there will come a time in your life where you need to either start over and begin anew or make some major changes in your life. For you, this could definitely mean a physical transformation, but what I'm talking about is that transformation that has to take place in your mind, in your body, and in your soul. There will come a time in your life that you may feel stuck or empty or confused, or you may feel that you're just wandering around through life with no real purpose, just living. Just living. You often wonder to yourself, is this it? Is this all to my life? Is this who and what I'm supposed to be? The truth is, if you have to ask that question to yourself, most likely the answer is no. You are more than you have allowed yourself to be. And when I say the word allow, I say it because you have the power to make changes in your life. Sometimes things are more challenging than others, but the power lies within you. Within any given moment, you can say yes to your dreams. You can say yes to a better life, yes to the person that's best, your best, the person that you've always wanted to be, the person you've desired to be. Now, I read somewhere that it only takes a minute to change your life. Think about that. Yes, the process takes a longer time, but it only takes a minute to make that decision. A minute to decide that you want to make that change. And as you know, when you truly decide to do something, when you truly decide to do it, nothing in the world can stop you. You are totally focused on getting what you want. So let's do this. If you find yourself in an emotional rut, needing to start over, needing a physical or mental makeover, let's start today. Write it down. Write down what and who you want to be. Set some goals. Take action on a daily basis, because sometimes it takes you to do it daily and not focus on a major picture. Just work on today and let's go after it. Go after it like your life depends on it. And the truth is, it does. All right, guys, so welcome back. Now it's time for my inspirational person pick of the week. And of course, I picked two. And these two are near and dear to my heart. I picked two relatives of mine. For those of you that don't know, I'm originally from Gary, Indiana. And two family members of mine had made history, recent history. One is Judy C. Dunlap. She has been elected the first African-American woman or person on the school board in Maryville, Indiana. And my cousin, William A. Short, is now the police chief in Hammond, Indiana. Both of them are amazing people, not just in business and out in the public, but they're just amazing people in general. And I could not tell you how I'm just beyond proud. My family is proud, and all their family and friends are proud. They're just great people, guys. So won't you join me in congratulating them? And I believe Judy Dunlap, I know Judy Dunlap is on Facebook. So make sure you shout her out. Let her know she's on Motivational Moments. And I'll make sure to get this to William Short so he knows that his cousin loves him. I love you both. Mwah. Here you go. All right, guys, here are a couple of books that I'd like to encourage you to check out. So the first book is by author Richard Wilford, who is today's guest on the show. And the book is called Living Without a Limp. This book takes you behind the scenes into the sacred dark room of loss, pain, and recovery. It addresses the uncomfortable, untouchable subject of grief and loss. It's an attempt to assist grieving persons through the process of removing the debilitating limp out of living. This book is available on Amazon. The second book I recommend is entitled Mindset Go, and it's written by author Derek D. Reed. Mindset Go motivates you to the third power. It's a spiritual journey that takes you deep inside of your mind, body, heart, and soul. It corners, squeezes, and awakens the real you. It's an honest perspective of life, consciousness, that inspires you to go forward and do more simply because you can. All right, guys, make sure you check both of these out. All right, y'all. So let's get into my interview with the phenomenal Richard Wilford. Again, he's a pastor, he's an author, he's a writer. To me, those are two different things. He's a writer, he's a motivational speaker. Oh gosh, he's a performing artist. He has a new album coming out. Album, do they call them albums? Y'all know I'm so old school, but he has a new project coming out, and I can't wait for you guys to listen to a lot of what he has to say. And make sure that you follow him because he is. I love Richard because he's honest. He has an honest thing about him. He doesn't hold back when when he wants to say something or needs to say something to you. And sometimes you need a kick in the butt, quite honestly. So I'm going to play my interview with him, and I hope that you enjoy it. All right, here we go. All right, y'all. So let's get into my interview with the phenomenal Richard Wilford. Again, he's a pastor, he's an author, he's a writer. To me, those are two different things. He's a writer, he's a motivational speaker. Oh gosh, he's a performing artist. He has a new album coming out. Album, do they call them albums? Y'all know I'm so old school, but he has a new project coming out, and I can't wait for you guys to listen to a lot of what he has to say. And make sure that you follow him because he is. I love Richard because he's honest. He has an honest thing about him. He doesn't hold back when he wants to say something or needs to say something to you. And sometimes you need a kick in the butt, quite honestly. So I'm going to play my interview with him, and I hope that you enjoy it. All right, here we go.
Oh, no, it says record.
Oh, it says record. I'm so sorry. So, okay, guys. So look I had a little bit of technical difficulties a moment ago.
Argo.
So I hope I don't lose this momentum this time. Again,
No.
we have Pastor Richard Wilford with us today, and I'm so glad to have him on. And again, I'm gonna have to tell everybody how I met him. I known Pastor Wilford since 9th, 10th grade in Gary, Indiana at Westside High School, because I don't want people to be like Westside, but Westside High School. And he used to perform with this group called Cruise Control. And Cruise Control was this R&B. You kind of reminded me though of like back then, like an Atlantic Star or
yeah, we were Earth, Wind, and Fire / Cameo / Parliament / The Barge. We were all of it. We were long before New Edition.
Yes, and I tell him all the time that's when he was young and young, skinny, and I think I lost you. Are you there?
Oh, wait,
It's
coming back. Somebody called me. All right.
Oh, okay. And I had a long curl, and I thought everybody had curls back then. So I thought it was the cutest thing. That was my little high school crush. So I met up with him again through Facebook, but that was years later. And I've been following him ever since. And I like to tell him the group Cruise Control that he was in, that particular band has actually shaped my entire life because of the professionalism and how great they were. They just inspired me to have an interest in the music industry, and I've been in that industry ever since. So I always just wanted to thank him and thank the other members of Cruise Control. Did you want to shout them out once again?
Yeah, shout out to Cruise Control. My boys, Cruise Control for life. We were doing it. We were 17, 18, and we were doing it. We were just kids, and even as we talk about it, we just had like a reunion. I think a 30-year reunion where we just sat around and laughed because everybody was living. 30 years later, it's like, man, we were so serious and so faithful. We faithfully practiced at least 2-3 times a week. And we just had a ball. And so shout out to all of those guys. John, Pixie, Smokey, Lawrence, Sam, Frank, Terry, Buffy, Maurice. I think I got everybody.
And most of
Renee.
them still doing music now.
All of them. Every as far as I know, every last one of them in one way or another, rather it's in front of the mic, behind the scenes, producing, uh, teaching, somehow, some way, everybody's still connected because those guys loved it. I mean, even then, these guys were so passionate about the love for music and learning instruments and singing and all these things. And so, shout out to all those guys. Major influence to me in my life and ministry and musical career now as well. I bless those guys, man. Yeah,
Wow.
I love those guys, man.
So many know you as Pastor Wilford from Gary, Indiana, but you have stretched so much since then. You have so many talents. Um, besides being a pastor, what your calling is the passion, the ministry. But
Yeah.
you're an author, you are a writer, you are a recording artist, and what'd you say? You're
Now I'm a self-proclaimed midlife model. I'm 54. I'm a midlife model.
no, but
I'm out to represent the 54 and older clique.
You know what? And your recent post while you're promoting and stuff, your new CD, we're going to talk more about that. But you look great. You look great. I said,
Thank you.
Ricky.
I pay that bill.
You stupid.
I pay that bill every morning.
Now, are all these things your passion, or you just like to dibble and dabble in different things?
All of it. I love all of it. Again, I think all of it falls under the umbrella of creativity and having the open mind and heart to be open enough to say, Lord, use me, and to to work out and to do your best to see, to try it.
Yeah.
I just said on one of my posts, you're gonna be so mad when you get to the point in the age where you figure out you had it in you a long time ago, but you just did not believe enough in yourself. You weren't in the right environment, and everybody around you just stumped the flame of hope and inspiration out of you. You're gonna be so mad. I'm a late bloomer. I am the poster child for late bloomers as it comes to taking off and doing things. So that's I guess what I try to represent and say, hey, do it now while you yet have a chance. You don't have forever to live.
Do you have people trying to talk you out of it? Try to talk you out of the things that you want to do?
My circle's not that big, but I've learned to kind of keep it. What people do is push off their fears on you. I wouldn't do that, or everything they wouldn't do. You always hear it. People always want to share with you their opinion. You just have to be careful how you deal with that opinion. This is my life. I choose to live it the way I do. Let the chips fall where they may. At the end, I'll stand before God and answer. But what I won't do is sit around here and live according to somebody else's opinion and live according to somebody else's fears of what cannot happen.
Yeah. So, well, that being said, what are your fears? Do you have anything that you fear while going after like your different dreams?
I think I'm probably like everybody else. I battle with that fear of failure. I battle with the fear of what will people say, especially as you begin to quote unquote elevate. You become more and more exposed to the opinions and the darts, the shots at others, and the commentary of others. So that becomes a fear. I like obscurity. When I moved to California, I said, I think I moved from notoriety to obscurity, but I watched how God developed me in a place where nobody knew me. And so I was safe to develop is what I'm saying. And sometimes we fear that as well. I do. But I just try to overcome those fears and go ahead and do what I'm going to do. And people are going to talk about you anyway. So I'd rather you talk about me with me doing something, doing what I love to do.
I know. Well, isn't it something sense. You made a point there that sometimes you have to get away from your environment sometimes to grow as well.
Yeah, I think environment, it has to be conducive for you to grow. You got to have people around you that push and inspire you. It has to be a place where there's room for you to grow, for sure. I think environment is a lot. Yeah, because if you never see it, I was saying to somebody earlier, if you never, telling my dad actually, I said, thank you for encouraging me to come to California. I said, because if you never see it, I was at the beach, I'm like, look at all these people, they're surfing, they're jet skiing, they're walking, they're running, they're with family, they're biking. If you never see these things, then you don't believe these things exist.
That's right.
It's we gotta put this stuff in your eyes. If you can't travel to it, thank God for the internet. You can go see this stuff, and to believe that these things can be yours, and believe that they're possible.
That's
You
right.
just got to change your environment. To me,
Yeah, change your environment and then change yourself as well. You have to change yourself and change everything
yeah,
about you. So that actually brings me to the word of the
absolutely.
week, which is transformation.
Okay,
And I've by following you throughout the years, I've watched you transform or reinvent yourself several times, according to whatever situation that's going on in your life. So, if you had to pick something that really um, required you to make a change in your life or to reinvent yourself, what would be that thing?
yeah, that one thing was clearly and absolutely my son's death, his battle with cancer, and in that I watched how I told him, I said, you became a boy, you became a man. I watched you grow from being a boy to a man with cancer. Our motto was when he got cancer that you can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. And so from that point, once he got cancer, we really lived, and we traveled. He jumped out the airplane. He helped a lot of people. We did a lot of things. Uh, and so he did not just lay up in the bed and die. He lived his life and inspired a lot of people. So much so that they still talk about him everywhere we go. And it's years later, 2016, and it's still years later. People still know his name, herald his name. And he has a video on several videos, but one on he did himself, 4.1 million views. And so yeah, so that really transformed my life and made me see that life is short. It's not when your kid died, it says to you that life is not forever. Life is short, and you don't know when you're going to go. You know how many years you have behind you, but you don't know how many years you have left in front of you. And so it is important and imperative that you live your life to the fullest while you yet still have a chance. That's my argument.
Right. And you
That's what
guys,
changed my life.
he had a slogan to don't complain,
Don't
right?
complain. Yep.
Complain.
Yep.
And that thing went crazy. I mean, it was everywhere.
Yeah. Don't
Y'all
complain.
had all kinds of stuff with that. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was
Don't complain, because there's always somebody else doing worse than you.
mm.
And he was the one saying it, with cancer,
Isn't that something?
removal of his spleen, removal of his gallbladder. Uh, I don't know, he might have had close to 100 blood transfusions, stem cell transplant, all the way to the end. The man would sleep 24 hours at the end, 23 hours, and the 1 hour that he woke, he was signing autographs in ICU.
Yeah. Yeah. And it
I mean, he
shows
was
that in the
phenomenal.
video too. It shows that in
Yeah,
the video, right? Yeah, you
yeah.
guys should check that out. I'm gonna get the link for it and I'm gonna put it in the description so you guys can take a look at it for yourself. It's so inspiring, and I still have Angelo's picture in my Bible. I
All
still
right,
have
beautiful,
it in my
beautiful,
Bible. So
beautiful.
the next thing is like I told you before that I have three words that I want to give you, and I
Okay,
want you to tell me why you think these three words are important to either reinvent yourself or to make some changes or transformations in your life in order to be successful. So
okay.
the first word is health.
Health is important because I always say you've owned a million cars in your lifetime, and they've broken down, or you either sold them one way or another, but you only get one body. And that body is the one vehicle you have. And wherever you're going to success, to wherever you're on your way to success, you only have one vehicle to get there. And that's why it's so important that you take care of, make sure you put the right oil in the car, the right gas in the car, keep the car serviced well. because you only get one car in this life. And so health is so important.
Yeah, and I watch you take care of yourself all the time. You're always working out. You're always. I know that you can't do that in the gym right now because of the pandemic, but you're still getting your walks in or runs in or whatever you do in first thing in the morning.
Yeah, I'm up at 3:30 every morning. So, well, not every morning. Most mornings I'm up at 3:30. But yeah, you just have to adjust. This pandemic has changed and adjust everything. And I took a hit with that like everybody else. But then you start losing and you say to yourself, I got to change. I make some adjustments. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's important. I mean, all of us could stand to do better. I probably work out more because I don't eat as best I should.
Yeah, you get your eat on. I see all those different
Oh
restaurants.
yeah, you better live. But I'm gonna get that walk on too. I'd rather walk it off than pass it by.
I know that's right. Okay,
Yeah.
well, the second word is relationships.
Relationships, I think, are important. I think a healthy person has healthy relationships, and so I think you can't do it by yourself. I don't think we were meant to live by ourselves. I think we are not to be hermits and better ones, but to be relational, like the God we are. We're relational. So I think relationships are important, and give you somebody to share it with as well. Loved ones, family, children, friends. I think that makes a healthy person when you have all those things in place. So relationships are so important.
Yeah.
I think you got to be choosy in them. And I think you really have to choose which ones you're going to invest in.
That's right. So the third word is spirituality.
Spirituality is important. I think God is our creator. I believe that He's our creator. Everything we have and everything we comes from Him. And so I think as God is our guide, we follow His lead. I think that is so important. I think the Bible is our compass. And so as we live according to His word, I think spirituality is so important. It's above and beyond everything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I truly
Let me
believe that.
ask you, because I know that you live, people talk about me all the time because I always talk about the beach and the ocean and the water. And I know that you live near the ocean. And do you find, I guess, some spiritual something when you're there? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I step about a mile away. If I go outside, I can see the beach. I'm about a mile away, probably less than a mile on bike.
Mhm.
And yeah, actually, when I came to California, I tell everybody the beach saved my life because every weekend I would go and just take my chair and I would go plant it right there in the sand and
Yeah.
just sit. And I learned how to be alone with God and be at peace with myself. I had to learn all of that, how to be by myself, how to be okay with me and God alone, and learn how to be still and listen and grow. And so, yes, there is everything. If you notice, that's why people take vacation to nature places.
Yeah.
Because nature is closest to God, in the woods, on the beach, some distant place, because it's all connected to God.
Yeah.
So it's spirituality in it. Absolutely.
And you know what? The other thing is that I've told my listeners before that I have anxiety issues sometimes. And for me, I had to move out of an environment that caused me tons of anxiety. You know what I mean? To a
Yeah.
place that could silence that. And so when I'm not feeling well, or if I need to talk to God, or if I need to be still, that's where I go. And I need it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I need
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to unplug. You got to unplug. I just read something that said, I may not have it all together right, but it says everything works better when you unplug it and plug it back in. And so sometimes we have to unplug and get away from all of it and kind of what people say, get centered, whatever the terminology people use, balanced, centered, in alignment, whatever the word you use, you have to do that because this world will have you running all over the place and will destroy you if you allow it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it doesn't have to be the ocean. It could be a park. It could be gosh, it's so many beautiful things
Car.
around it. Absolutely.
I read a quote where the guy says most of man's problems stem from his inability to sit in a room alone by himself.
Mm. Yeah.
Most of man's problems. And it's true. You know, when you can't sit alone by yourself in a room quietly, that's a problem. You know, and most people can't.
That's true.
You know, they need noise, they need people, they need to be doing something, and that's scary. So over the years, I've learned how to be still and be quiet. And man, what a blessing it's been, because I've learned to, you know, that's where my creativity comes from, in that place of being by myself.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for that.
When you talk about creativity, so I want to get into this new CD that you're having. And do you believe, you must believe in that phrase that they say, move in silence, because you did not mention anything about a CD. And all the time that I had been, well, I know you had you did a musical project a while ago, but not
Yeah.
to this extent. So tell us a little bit about your musical project that you have coming up.
Yeah, super excited about it. Started back in 2017, actually after Angelo's death. It was odd how it happened, and that's why I call it purposeful experiences, because everything that we go through has purpose to it. And I just look at where I was and where I've come to, and all of these transitions, major transitions, have been purposeful. Even the starting of the musical career. One morning, I had a thought about a song, as odd as that is, and who doesn't have that?
Yeah.
But I called Pastor Ferris Evans Jr. in Gary. I called him, said, I got an idea for a song. He says, come to the studio at 6 o'clock at night. I didn't know if he was blowing me off or just saying, okay, we'll see. But at 6 o'clock, I went to the studio, and by 9, we had a song recorded.
Wow.
And so it just took off like that. You get what I mean? So, yeah. So just amazing just how things happen, you know, that you go through, you know, and they have purpose to them. So that's the title of the CD. We haven't decided. It's funny. He said, man, I don't know where to put you. I don't know what genre, if it's gospel, traditional, if it's R&B, if it's neo soul, if it's rap, I don't know what it is. It's a compilation of all that. So
it's ritual.
It'll land. It's my experience. It'll land somewhere that I'll just hope it has the freedom and allotted the freedom to minister to whoever it's supposed to minister to. And I hope it inspires some people to go after it and take step out on faith and use what God gave you. I keep saying, you're going to be mad. You're going to be so mad at yourself. And I mean it. You're going to be so mad at yourself when you get to the point where you say to yourself, man, this has been within me all of these years, but I was afraid to step out and try it and use it and do it.
You know what? And to make a long story short, you have definitely inspired me with that. And I've talked to you throughout the years about me putting out a musical project of my own, and I've never done it. And I think part of the reason is fear. Part of the reason is fear, because I know that, you know, that I'm not like what I used to be. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if that's just retraining myself or what it is, but I know that it's fear. But knowing that you have that coming out,
nobody is.
Yeah,
nobody is. I write for a lady by the name of Rajane. As a matter of fact, just so you know, one of the songs that I wrote, she has a CD coming out. But one of the songs that I wrote for her, and I'm so honored because Rajane's first album was produced by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Okay.
And and so she's on YouTube, Rajane as well. And so she's kind of doing a rebirth. But one of the songs I wrote for her is, I think, in the top 10 in a couple categories in the UK. And so it's always been a dream of mine to write a number. How odd. And I'm telling you, I could almost cry. I am the living witness of if you can dream it, if you can think it, if you can believe in it, you can do it.
Yeah.
Listen, I still believe that I'm gonna have a #1 song. I said, I want to write a #1 song.
It's on the way.
You see, man, but I'm just saying, if it seems crazy and odd and wow to somebody else, I'm telling you, it's crazy to me that it's happening. But it is top 10 in a couple categories in the UK, and most stuff hits big overseas first before it comes to the States anyway. But if it never gets back here, I'm just grateful just to be used by God. that a thought that I had in my head came and developed into something else. You get what I'm saying? That's what the whole album is about. Just bringing your ideas and creativity thought. Free yourself. Lord have mercy. Free yourself and go ahead on and create and put it out there and not be afraid. All of us are afraid of what people gonna say. What are they gonna say? Man, they get a chance to just blast it out the water and have all this commentary. But most people that do that are truly secretly afraid to jump out there themselves. Most people that talk, it is true. Most people that talk about what you're doing are the people that's doing less than you. People that are doing more than you don't talk about.
And they ain't thinking about you.
Yeah. See, and all that talking is just about that talking behind you of people doing less than you is just people that want misery loves company, and they're just afraid, that they're mad that they didn't do it, and they're afraid to face their fears. But you got to go. I have more years behind me than I do in front of me.
Yeah.
I cannot, nor will I allow myself to be hindered any longer by me, by an environment, or by other people. I just have to go for it, man. And on the way, I'm just trying to kick the door open, blaze a trail, and inspire as many people as I can to do the very same thing, because you only live once.
Now, I was going to ask you that did you have some encouraging words to share with our audience today? But I think that is awfully encouraging and motivating what you just said, unless you have something additional that you want to add to. Because a lot of times a lot of my audience is 40 years old and older. So a lot of them always think that, now it's time and to be settled. And whatever dreams that they had is no longer there. You know what I mean?
No. Let me tell you what Oprah told Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry said, all of my dreams have come to pass. She said, you know what you got to do again? You know what you got to do? He said, what? She said, you got to dream again. Dreams are what lead us. If you don't have any dreams, there has to be something that you dream about. That's what you're supposed to. That's what Steve Harvey says. Yeah. Go after your dreams. You got to have a dream. You got to have, if you have a dream, then the struggle that you're going through now, it won't make sense. It'll seem so overwhelming, but you can deal with some of this everyday stuff when you know I'm headed somewhere. People are going to talk about you. They're going to lie, and they're going to mistreat you. They're going to do you wrong. All that's going to happen, but it all makes sense when you know you're on your way somewhere. And so let me say again, knock, knock, knock. You're going to be so mad at yourself.
Yeah.
When you wake up that day, and the danger is, I'm not sure what age you're going to be, but you're going to be so surprised when you say to yourself, I've had this thought. One of the books I wrote is called whatever the name of the book is. The point is, I found it was called What to Do When It's Not Your Turn.
Okay, right.
And I found a manuscript of way back in like 2002, where I started writing and believing that I could write. And I didn't publish it to 2017. So look how many years went by before I finally published. We waste so much time. It's because we're afraid of people, what they're going to say, all of this foolishness. And you're going to be so mad at yourself. That's why I'm saying, however you lived it in the past, oh well. But from this day forward, go after it with everything you got. You got to believe in you, love you, develop you, work on you.
Yeah.
And put it out there. I have friends, including you. I have friends with computers full of music. And I say to them, listen, what's not going to happen is what you saw on Prince, that his daddy died and he cried in the basement and found his daddy music. That ain't going to happen. Your kids ain't going to find your stuff in your computer.
Yeah.
Nobody's going, and you don't want a Grammy posthumously. If you got a Grammy for me, give me mine now.
Yeah.
I don't, don't give it to my kids later. I don't want to find out when I'm dead that I was great. I had some great music, a great book, a great contribution. Do it now.
Yeah.
I'm saying do it now. You don't have to.
If you would like to be a sponsor, or if you would like to donate to Motivational Moments with Demia, just log on to www.demiaavery.com for more information.
So I say to you and everybody else, go for it.
So I would love it, Richard. You know what? We need to talk, because I would love it maybe once a month or something like that. You can come back on the show, maybe have your own, maybe have your own spot and say some things. And I can't pay you though. We'll come back and say some things, and I would love it if you would do that. You want to talk about that later?
I would love to do it. I do it in a million places. I would love to do it. Let's do it.
Awesome.
Let's do it. Let's do it. It's what I'm see again. It's what I believe long time ago that's what I should be doing. I have envisioned motivational speech. I've been doing it. I'm doing it for years. I get up every morning and do it. So yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
Awesome.
I'd be honored to.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. So tell everybody how they can find you on social media.
Let's see. My email address is still my old email, Pastor Wilf, WILF at AOL.com. On Instagram, it's Pastor Wilf. No, on Instagram, it's Rick Wilf, WILF. My blog is The Real Will, TheRealWil, therealwill.com. What else is on Facebook? I'm Richard Wilford. I think I'm maxed out with friends on Facebook. On Twitter, I think it's hell. So yeah. So and I'm in the hood. You looking for me? I'm in the hood. I'm like Tupac. I ain't hard to find.
Silly. Right.
Send me a DM. Holla at me.
Holla. I know that's right. Well, thank you so much once again for joining me on today's podcast. And I can't wait to air this because I know everybody's going to get so much from it. I just love you, love you, love you. I do. Wait a
minute. I gotta plug the CD. Purposeful Experiences on the 23rd of April. We're going to do a live listening party on Facebook.
Okay.
On the 23rd of April, the CD will be up that night and the next day, everybody can purchase it. And we're just going to have a good time. We're traveling back to Gary and we're going to do it in the studio where all of it went down. Okay. Just going to sit around and talk about some of the songs and how we came up with the ideas and celebrate everybody who collaborated with us. We had some amazing people. Some people far gifted than me in singing and all these other things. I sing a little bit, but there's some really great singers on it. And we're just gonna have a great time. And so I just want to invite everybody. You can follow me on, I have, believe it or not, a fan page. It's called the Richard Wilford Experiences or something like that on Facebook as well. So however you can connect, if you put those two names in, Richard Wilford, I'm the black guy with the glasses because there's a bunch of us.
But you know what? I'm going to make sure that I put the links and all your links and stuff below so that everybody could just
really appreciate that.
And get it into it. So everybody
send them to me so I'll know them too.
Shut up. So everybody make sure that, you follow him, you support him, not just listen to the CD, actually buy it. Buy it, encourage him, share it with other people because we really want this to be successful, guys.
Yeah, and I got a book coming out, and my book is called The Mind of a Serial Thinker. I think I'm gonna call it Inside the Mind of a Serial Thinker. It is well. If it's up by then, it'll be up on Amazon and Barnes and Noble as well.
Now he has 4 other books, you guys, so you can also get that from all 4 books from Amazon. Am I right?
Yeah, Amazon, Barnes and Noble. Yeah.
Okay, so you'll be able to get all of his books. Get into Richard Wilford, and he has a lot of things.
Get into me.
Get in it.
Get into me.
That's right. He's so stupid. All
Let's do this thing together. My friends win. I want friends. My friends win.
I know
that's my motto. It's been my motto. If you're my friend, I am committed to making sure my friends win. And so I thank you as a friend for allowing me to come on and share. So thank you so much from the depths of my heart. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. All right, guys. So that's the end of our interview. And I will talk to you later. Richard, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. I'm going to the beach right up the block.
All right.
I'm kicking with a brother.
I'm coming kicking. Love you. Love you too. Bye-bye.
All right. Peace. All right.
Okay, you guys. So that's it for this week's episode. And guys, you got to tune in next week. My guest is entertainment industry vet, Ian Burke. And I want to make sure I say this right. He's responsible or has put his stamp, what they should say, on projects like TLC, Black, Outkast, Soleil, Crisscross, Escape. Man, he's major. So make sure you tune in. Also, make sure you go to my website at www.demiaavery.com and subscribe to my website. And guess what, guys? I'll see you later. Bye-bye.